What's up, everyone? I'm BCI Gaming. Welcome to another episode of Stuff I'm Building, kinda on Oxygen Not Included. This is basically a power plant. It's not as big as the last one, but this will work, and it's kind of easy to build, as a matter of fact. What it does is it makes power out of natural gas using these fertilizer makers. And what's cool about this system is it doesn't even need one of these natural gas geysers. So basically it has 27 fertilizer makers, which it takes 3 to provide enough gas for each one of these, so the math kind of works out. In order to scrub all the CO2, you need the 3 down here, and that should be good. There's also 2 critical systems at startup, which let me start up right now. I'll show you guys. Okay, so boom. Basically, I'll show you the power grid. It's these 2 lines right here. I have to switch them on. I put on and off switches everywhere. Alright, so basically you turn these 2 on, and what they provide is the critical systems. There's 2 lines. You can do this with 1 dupe, but 2 just makes it faster. This line right here goes to 3 fertilizer makers, which is enough to start this process of making the natural gas for this gas pump to pump. And this another critical part on this line would be the CO2 scrubbers. Now these are set to not pump the liquid and not scrub the CO2 unless the atmosphere is at least 1,000. You can tweak that setting depending on what you're trying to accomplish, but this works at startup pretty easily. Now another system that's critical here is pumping this the polluted water into whatever fertilizer makers are running. In this case, these 3 at the startup, and also this pump to get the natural gas into the natural gas generators and get all this stuff going. So this basically works, and this takes a while. So I'll probably end up fast forwarding through this, and then I'll eventually be able to show you guys how it all works. This will net you a couple thousand kilojoules to work with, and it's free of oxygen or of a natural gas generator, so you don't really need anything other than water and polluted water to do it, which is pretty cool, I think. So yeah, let's see the gas overlay. Yeah, see, it's already pumping a little bit of natural gas. All these valves are metered 0.5 above what it actually needs, but each of these takes 60, so that's 180 gas a second from this pump. Over time, this entire thing will fill up, and the more power that these generate with the gas that it's using will end up turning on more of these fertilizer makers, and it'll get faster and faster. There is a critical point. It takes a couple cycles, but then you're really pumping gas, and all these 9 are working, and you pretty much make a couple thousand net power, so that's pretty cool. And I plan on building other stuff off of this, maybe something with water here to produce clean water. You can use the steam geyser. The only problem with that would be the temperature. You want this to be nice and cool water. 9 degrees, I painted this in, so 9 degrees is a little cold, but anything under 20 and under will do, I guess, maybe even 30 and under. You just don't want to put steaming water in there because it'll pump it into here, and then it just doesn't. The polluted water comes out warm, and then what happens is, let me show you guys this other thing. So basically, with this system down here, I have the byproduct, which is polluted water, which is used for these, but why put it right to those when you can kind of cool down the system with that? So the more this works, the cooler this gets. So it kind of all comes down to timing. It does work out. I've ran this for we're at cycle 180. I've ran this for at least 100 cycles before making this video, and it works pretty good. There's no overheating issues. Maybe in the beginning there is a little bit, but this will all cool off once the water starts flowing through there. Once this has enough CO2 kind of to scrub. As a matter of fact, what is the density of CO2 in here? Yeah, it's really low, so these really don't have anything to kick on. But I guess I can show you guys. I'll put it down to 800, something like that, so maybe it'll kind of turn on, pump more water up there and cool it off. It might be wise to set this really low. I haven't really tinkered with the settings. This is kind of just a ratio of how much natural gas you really need to get this in, and then the critical systems run off of it. Also with this exact build right here, I haven't taken the heavy watt wire out of this building to provide power for anything because I just don't need it. It's kind of the self-sustaining, plus it nets some, but I haven't put the net anywhere yet. But it's there. Let's see the reports, how this kind of starts working out. Well, yeah, we're netting 277, and most of this stuff isn't even on. We're only using a couple of these, and they're not even on all the time. You see that the input of natural gas is kind of low right now, but as time goes, this gets better and better. So yeah, if it takes too long, I'll kind of fast forward through it for you guys because it's kind of boring, right? Yeah, once you get enough natural gas into this first thing, that's enough to power the critical systems by itself. So you can kind of turn this off. These guys are still working. I'll just keep it on, keep them working until this goes on all the way. How's the temperature so far? Yeah, it's getting a little hot in here, but that's fine. That's fine. Batteries seem to get very hot. I don't know why, actually. I don't know why. It always creates this little stream here. I'm thinking about actually adding more in here so the stream is kind of here. I don't want to create steam in here, but it never happened yet. Yeah, as you can see now, there's a little bit more natural gas. Now, I actually had an idea for this build, and that's with the critical systems. Instead of having this critical line in here, fire up these 3 fertilizer makers, I'm thinking maybe these 3 or these 3 would be even wiser, but that's totally possible. It just comes down to laying down the wire a little bit differently. Okay, see, this just turns off when it's too low, because if these aren't running, there's no real reason to have this pump on, because you don't need clean water for anything but the CO2 scrubber. So that kind of saves us some power instead of always providing 240 watts there and the 360 here. That's almost an entire transformer worth of power, a little bit over half. What did we net? Let's just see. It's a little early. What did we net yesterday? And we netted 538.3 kilojoules. I mean, that's not a lot, but it's not nothing. But the system isn't. None of these even have power, and it's not even really running 100% yet. So we'll see. That was pretty much on a third power. This roughly gets you about 2,000, which is pretty cool because you don't need it. Like I said, you don't need a natural gas geyser, so you can literally build this as soon as you research this stuff in the real game, I guess people would say. But this is very, very, very viable. And I don't like how this water's building up here. Maybe I should put. No, I think I will. I think I'll put the permeable tiles here up to this point. Maybe kind of get rid of this. How's the plumbing going? Yeah, I mean it's going. It's pumping when it needs to. So that's always good. No power. Yeah, there we go. Those Atmos switches, turning them on. I should maybe run this. The thing is, I don't want them to get too hot by running them 100% of the time, and it's a waste of power. Like, this system at startup will work, so it's pretty good. Look at this stream of water. That's crazy. Wonder why it does that. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Floating water. I wonder if it's like almost turned to steam. Nah, it's pretty cool. Pretty crazy. It kind of sticks to the last thing. If there was more water coming through here, that's when it kind of drips. It looks kind of cool, huh? Oh, whoops. Yeah, so we're starting to get to the second one here, which will mean more CO2. This will drink water, and like I said, you have to provide water in here somehow. I'll probably be doing that in the next episode, kind of adding on, and because what this inputs pretty much just clean water and gives you a bunch of fertilizer, basically, and power, of course, but like the physical byproducts of like the fertilizer, and I guess you could say polluted water. But it uses polluted water, a lot of it, for this, and the ratio is pretty balanced. I don't think you actually have to add any polluted water. Even if you did, it's not like that's even a problem. Yeah, this is just this is going to be the heart of the base I'm building. I'm trying to like use everything and put it together. Like maybe I'll get into a hydrogen power plant as well, all that kind of stuff. And I already know how to cool off several hundred sleet wheat tiles. And I know this is all changing, but you know it hasn't changed yet. So I'm just going to do it to see how efficient it can be. And this will probably not change. If the ratios change, you can just add, you can add or remove whatever you need to out of the system, and it'll work. I mean, as long as the ratio's right. This is a 3-to-1 ratio, so it'll definitely work. And you do need three CO2 scrubbers to scrub the CO2 out of 9 natural gas generators when they are at full capacity. I'm thinking about painting some natural gas in here, so this kind of speeds up. But yeah, you can see more and more is starting to kick on there. This filling up with natural gas. Very light. Amount of mass of it, though. It is going up, but very slowly. Like I said, it takes time, but it is self-sufficient, and it even nets you some. Just interesting to see, what did we net yesterday for power? Yeah, I mean, we netted 1,082.9 kilojoules. I mean, that's cool. That's a couple of lines right there out of the transformer. Imagine what you could do with that kind of stuff. That's really cool. Especially since there's no, like I said, you could build this right out of your base, and as soon as you're done researching it out of the, what do you call it? The research stations, you can just pretty much make this. You know what, this is really weird that the water is just kind of staying up against the wall here. I wonder if I put like a mesh tile here, if that'll change the result of this right here. Let me do it for all of them, because this is kind of weird. Yeah, it looks like it might, or it looks like it'll just double it up. Oh my god. Let's check this out here. Let's see how this works out. This is so crazy. Yeah, like it always goes to the nearest one. I think it's because there's water coming off of it, but like, there's like just not enough water for it to like kind of go off the end. Yeah, it's kind of there now, huh? I guess it doesn't really matter, huh? Oh god. Yeah, come on, water. See, these are nice and cool. This is a good reason here to keep this water cool. This is, like I said, a little bit cooler than you need, but this will pretty much, you don't want these to overheat, right? Interesting. It's getting a little hot in here. These don't overheat though. Actually, now I can probably set this to a higher, back to 1,000, maybe even a little bit above 1,000 or even 1,200. So these don't overheat, because now we have enough CO2 coming in there. You just don't want to choke out the natural gas generators, because that's the whole point, is making this electricity. So you kind of, I like to put these switches everywhere, and these kind of switches, so you can kind of tinker with everything as it goes along, kind of get like the best ratio. Theoretically, this should work out perfectly. It does take a little bit of tinkering, because you don't want stuff to overheat. As far as the ratios are concerned, they work out definitely. But then it comes down to how much of it's actually working, because this isn't working at 100%, so this shouldn't be working at 100%, because this will overheat, you know. You could throw a couple Weezewarts in there too. Let's check this out. Yeah, see, it's starting to warm up a little, or cool off a little bit now. You can see the water dripping out here. There's one on each level, and the more these work, the more water comes out. So the longer these are working, so the more water actually pumps through and forms a line right here. Eventually it'll start rolling off. This animation is funny though. Yeah, so that's it, and this pretty much will eventually fill up with fertilizer, or I'm sorry, natural gas, and it makes a ton of fertilizer, which is why I'm thinking I'll kind of put the cold biome farming here next, and I'll probably put some water generation here, maybe even a hydrogen power plant, and kind of see how much we can net. One crazy thing is I can really make a gigantic power station and use this whole power station here just to power the critical components of that. That would be kind of cool. Maybe I'll do that. I might do that. If you guys want to see any of those, let me know in the comments below. I'm interested in doing all of them. It's pretty much up to you guys. You guys are the ones watching this. I enjoy building anything like this, so whatever you guys decide, I'll do pretty much and be happy with it. So thanks for watching the video, guys. Remember, hit that like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. There's definitely a bunch of more content coming your way. If you guys have been following me at all, you know that I'm just addicted to this game completely, like I said I would be, and it's true. So here it is, the natural gas generator plant without any natural gas geyser. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.